But in the bottom left corner of the map, playing for TCM, he finds himself in another finals back-to-back for the Olimoleagues. It's the blue Zerg player, TCM's Soulkey.
In the top right, as the red Terran, it's ByuN.
Alright, and I'm actually going to take the time to add ByuN's name to the overlay, so... Title T, guys! God damn it.
What was his team? His Chinese team? Like X Team or something?
Yeah, it's like X Team,
X
I think
Games.
is what it is.
I thought the X Games... I thought the college X Games were real when I was younger, and I was really disappointed.
Look at that big floating ByuN. Actually, I'm going to do something else before I put ByuN's name there. Pommy, stop stealing our stream. I'm just going to put that up here before I put ByuN's name down. Because, of course, we want people to know that it is, in fact, ByuN, and we always have people come to the stream going, who's ByuN? Who's Speak Now? He's so good. I've never heard of him.
You're doing like an old man impression at first.
I know, I kind of nice
Who's
stuff.
this guy?
Who's this young whippersnapper? He's pretty good. I don't know him.
Less than 60 years.
My back.
Yeah.
Alright, bad impressions aside, I mean, I think a lot of this goes on Soulkey. I sadly did not get to cast or see his games versus Maru. You did, so you've kind of got an idea of how he's going to look in the CVT. But I have seen a hell of a lot of ByuN, and I can tell you guys right now, where every other Terran is struggling in this matchup, somehow he's found a way to just absolutely flourish. Ultralisk's not a problem. He's got Ghosts on lockdown. Kind of a bad pun there because they no longer have lockdown. Whether it's the mid game with Roaches and Corruptors, I mean, he starts dropping all over the map. He's so good at this game. And every Korean we've spoken to kind of privately, off the record, whatever you want to phrase it as, they've all agreed, like, ByuN is one of the scariest guys that nobody can take on right now.
Yeah. And yet he just won't stream, and he won't participate in tournaments.
Yeah, we've been trying to
so
convince
sad.
him. He's seriously, his reasoning for this, guys, and I refuse to believe this, right? He thinks he's not a very good player, and he thinks nobody will tune into his stream. Now, maybe that's just an excuse he's giving me, because, like, that's the easiest English there is, but that's what he says. And I have responded straight up, you're crazy. People love you. Please play.
I mean, he knows. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he never pays attention to how many viewers he has when he used to stream, but he's like the top Terran, man. Yeah, whatever. One day we'll see him back in form.
I just remember that one day where people taught him how to frankers in chat, and ByuN was spamming it more than everyone else was.
Yeah, he takes care of the dog, doesn't he?
The puppy ByuN, remember?
Yeah, that was his nickname after Ghost King, and then Puppy King, and Puppy ByuN, whatever. But he has, like, the Prime House had a dog. A little, like, tiny dog. Not the type of dog I like, anyways. And it seems he was really attached to that dog.
Was his name Lil Fixer?
No. I don't even think it was his dog, necessarily. But, oh well, whatever.
Well, a couple of Hellions on the map are not going to get a lot done with the Queens guarding the ramp. We even have a Spine Caller down to be super safe.
Very typical macro build from ByuN. Soulkey, the one changing it just a little bit, but going for a 2-base, but it's not totally uncommon. It's going to be a Spire, because there's no Roach Warren. Again, we'll have to scout that appropriately.
I'm actually not sure I'm too keen on the engineering bay positioning. I feel like these could be picked off by meters later on, but we'll see if that ends up happening. You will have to dive pretty far into the base to get this. And the nice thing about Dusk Towers is you don't really have a lot of airspace to work with, so you don't, I think as a Terran player, fear that Mutalisk run by as much.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult, a little more dangerous to go back in the corner on Dusk Towers. But honestly, too, it's just like, Mutas have not been as big as that as they were in general, in any regard. Like, defensively, sniping Widowmine, sniping Medivacs, I guess they still can do the right. They can have that job, they just don't seem to do it nearly as well. But it's going to be Roach, maybe Corruptor? He will have more of that, like, Juggernaut type of army with Roaches, but he still might want to go for Mutas just to harass and then kind of follow up the Roaches. I mean, he put them up so close together, it's really hard to tell what he's planning here.
So I'm actually curious. I hesitate to ask, but the floodgates have been open, as it were. When Maru played against Soulkey last week, was there a lot of cheese in that series, or was it more standard?
There was about half standard.
No, you can spoil. I'm done. I don't care anymore.
Oh, okay. So Soulkey basically cheesed twice and then did an all-in on the third time, and that's when he lost finally.
Oh, okay. So, because yeah, my big question was like, how did Soulkey look in the macro game? But I guess we're not gonna have a great.
No, he the two games he tried to macro, he lost.
I like this though. The
minute.
faster macro hatch reaction I think is gonna be huge. We talked about this a little bit earlier watching Zerg die to having no larva and like 1,200 minerals in the bank.
Right, but he has to actually reap the benefits of investing in 300 minerals, and there's already an attack on the way. Minas just kind of fly right past it. Lucky for them is they weren't all come together, or unlucky is I don't think Soulkey knows his attack is on its way.
Well, it's where now.
Yeah, obviously. Completely screened up. He has enough roaches to buy time for basically more roaches, but loses all of his creep.
Hellion should be able to hold the natural. There's even Marines there too, so not a question. I guess cleaning up the creep was a good move. He did clear up a lot of creep too. There was like 7 active tumors or something like that as well.
Yeah, they were all fresh. They were all like the starting points of what could have been really nice creep spread from Soulkey. Dust Towers being a very big map, you need to get that started pretty quickly, but just shut down before you do anything. Because it's not just the creep tumors that died, his queen died as well. So you can rebuild it. It's just like, it seems like some Zergs just kind of forget and they leave the creep alone. But brings out another queen to plant some more creep tumors. ByuN's army though is already pretty scary, just in that it's the production is good, the upgrades are fine, the economy is obviously great, and the medevac count is rising.
Well, thank you, Olaklamas, for the 6-month resub. They fill some of that downtime. Big drop goes to the main though, triple medevacs. Not enough healers to really stop this on their own. Even a Hellbat mixed in here. Roaches will respond though, and this shouldn't get too out of hand, I feel. 2 Widow Mines looking for those magic hits though.
On the left side, ByuN was looking for that 4th base, but hey, there's no 4th base. Definitely would have been killed.
Middle discount's just not enough to take on these drops. Even trying to catch them as they pick up and move. Marine's not even focused firing, still doing a lot of damage. ByuN on the top side, now pushing in. Widow Mine helps take out some of these roaches. Numbers starting to dwindle. We do have 2 Widow Mines still in the main. I don't think Soulkey knows about this though.
Ooh, they were all done clumped up too. The mutas are not doing a good job about killing these medevacs, these drops.
Oh, those are some nice drone kills.
Very nice harassment there from ByuN, who it hasn't taken a supreme lead in this game, but certainly is looking very good with his own 4th base on the way. Soulkey far behind on the 4th base. He is trying to attack now, but I'm not sure. Hey, he doesn't have enough. But he needs to do something. He'll lose the macro game at this rate.
I think he knows that as well. He's not really responding to what he has back at home, which is another drop. Hoping his reinforcements will carry this through. It's going to be a little bit difficult as ByuN starts picking up and dropping. Widow Mines in the main do have detection on them now, but 1 roach, 2 roaches. I think I'll actually be able to save one of these Widow Mines.
Looks like it. Making another shot off. The roach army of ByuN is still waiting outside the 3rd, or the roach army of Soulkey is still waiting outside the 3rd of ByuN, but Dust Towers being one of those bases where you hit 3 bases safely is doesn't really want to push up that ramp, potential wall, and all those Widow Mines for it too.
Well, normally when ByuN starts dropping, the game becomes a little bit tilted, but I'll give it to Soulkey. He's not doing too poorly through this, but despite that supply count looking as nice as it is roaches and ravagers.
Yeah, not even Hydras to really up that
DPS. Oh, no!
Whoopsie-daisy. That is a big bio army though, and they do have those 2-2 upgrades on their way to 3-3. Soulkey's matching it just barely, but once again, it's that just over time, the bigger bio army, the more medevacs will start to beat this composition. And of course, that 4th base being as late as it is, still not done, means that Soulkey doesn't even have a bank, you know? Not that he would have time to reinforce.
I love that ByuN did not dick around with Liberators this game either. Noting that with Ravagers so quickly.
What is Thor doing here?
I think he was expecting more minutes. Just distracting the middle of the map while he unloads in the main and he unloads on this 4th. So even though the army's right there, he's actually getting a lot of damage to the hatchery. Almost going to go down. Doesn't look like it's going. No, oh my god, it will barely survive with 35 health.
Like 1 Marine's going to drop on that.
Well, medevac here, position ready to go. This medevac gets picked off. The drop from the main and the natural gets cleaned up. Drone kills relatively low.
Oh, wait a
and now
minute.
ByuN might not be able to hold this counterattack.
We'll see. Is that a planetary already? No, he can lift that. So he saved the command center. It's upper ramps, and Widowmines are waiting for him too. And he does have that drop going into what looks to be the 4th base, I believe. He has the bunkers to go into. Use them.
Widowmines are taking it very quickly due to those corrosive vials and auto attacks. A little bit of splash damage working fine, but not a lot of units to work with. SCV's getting both really scary here back at home. And he's not actually killed that base. He's actually lost this drop in ByuN. Ay.
We just has to consolidate all of his army. Oh, that's...
That was 57 army supplies under. That's not a lot to consolidate.
Well, no, I meant to attack the 4th base.
No, you know what's happening here, right? ByuN's gonna lose the O2 first, then come back with 3-2.
Oh, of course.
As he always freaking does.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that he was... I mean, not that he was broken, because it was going to be like an odd base trade anyways, but that his drops didn't do more damage.
Well, this is kind of a sad, slow death of ByuN. He certainly does not have enough on the other side of the map to win the base race. Not 4 Marines and 1 Marauder. He's still floating over the planetary, though. Admirable ambitions. But that production is on top of
GG.
Soulkey gonna take map number 1.